Hello learners, welcome to this another session for your program Certificate in Fashion Design. I, Dr. Divya Ojha, Academic Associate from School of Vocational Education and Training IGNOU, welcomes you all to this interactive counseling session. So learners, today's topic of discussion is on one of the course of this particular program, Certificate in Fashion Design. That is, today we will discuss BFDI-071 Fundamentals of Fashion Design. So this is the first course of your program CFDE. So before discussing the topic that is the introduction fundamentals of fashion design, let me brief you about the program that is Certificate in Fashion Design. Why this program is being designed and developed, and with what aim this program has been designed. So as we all know that fashion industry is one of the important industry, and it is the fastest growing income generation field across the globe, and it is growing very fast across the globe, and it creates n number of career opportunities that you can have in this particular fashion design industry. So it has created large number of employment and entrepreneurial opportunities, such as you can become fashion designer, you can have your boutique outlets, you can be a fashion professional, you can go for the design schools and academics. So there are mix that you can have the industrial career also, or you can have the academic careers. So this gives a good career opportunity, this particular fashion design industry. So this course or this program Certificate in Fashion Design is being designed with all that aim that to empower the students who have that skill in themselves and want to use their skill to make a career. So when we talk about the fashion designing, it gives a good scope and a demand in the market, because we all use the fashion items, whether it is the apparel, we use the garments, we use the accessories, the bags, the shoes, everything which is related to fashion. So the demand is increasing day by day. People want new design, new colors, everything. New innovations are there. So there is a lot of scope in the market, and this creates a good number of career opportunities. So it is the fastest growing income generation field, like from the first step, sourcing of a raw material for a product development, and to the final production of a whether we can say any fashion product. So at every stage we need some kind of labor or some kind of professionals. So Indian apparel industry, it is a very labor intensive industry, as right now I discussed, that starting from the sourcing of the raw material to the end product, that is the final product development. At every stage we have a scope of a career. So global fashion scenario, it is emerging very fast, which gives or which enhances the role of a fashion professional or a fashion designer to create or to mix that kind of product that is up to the level of the global level, or it can be very much appreciated in the market. So with all these aims, this program Certificate in Fashion Design has been designed and developed. So the main aim or the broad objective of this particular Certificate in Fashion Design program is to make you aware about the different aspects of pattern making, sewing, and with the overview of fashion industry, like whether it is the Indian fashion industry or the global fashion industry, and social and entrepreneurial skills, which aims to develop basic knowledge and understanding of the fundamental of fashion design, develop knowledge and understanding of pattern making skills and sewing techniques. You will be able to develop understanding of fashion industry in India and across the globe. And lastly, you will be able to develop entrepreneurial and communication skill, which is very important when you are going to be a part of industry, the communication skill is very important. And if you want to become self-dependent and want to start something of your own, what entrepreneurial qualities you should have, that is being discussed in this particular program. So now let us see what is the minimum eligibility of this particular program. So any student, those who have qualified their 10+2 from any stream is eligible for this certificate in fashion design program. And the medium in which this program CFDE is offered at present is English, and program fee is rupees 5,000 for the duration, which is a minimum of 6 months and maximum of 2 years. So the duration for this certificate program is minimum 6 months, that you have to complete this particular certificate in fashion design program in minimum 6 months. So in any case you are not able to complete in the time of 6 months, you are given a maximum period of 2 years that you can complete this certificate program within 2 years and get the certificate of this particular fashion design. So as we discussed, this is a 6-month certificate program. There is a certain credits. So this program, it is of 16 credit, total 16 credit, which is divided under 4 courses. So in whole, we can understand that for the certificate in fashion design program, you have to study 4 courses, which comprises of 16 credit on total. So I will just explain what courses you have to study. So course 1 is BFDI-071, Fundamentals of Fashion Design. It is of 4 credit, which also consists of practical component. Course 2 is BFDI-072, Basics of Pattern Making and Sewing, which is also of 4 credit and consists a practical component of 2 credits. Then course 3 is BFDI-073, Introduction to Fashion Industry. And lastly, the course 4, that is BFD-074, Communication and Entrepreneurship. So these 4 courses you have to study in this particular CFDE program. So as today's session, we will be focusing on the course 1, that is BFDI-071, Fundamentals of Fashion Design. So in whole, we can understand this course, and like in the ODL system, we have a course, and under particular courses we have blocks, and in each block we have certain units, like 4 to 5 units. So like this course 1, that is BFDI-071, Fundamentals of Fashion Design, we have 3 blocks, and there is 1 practical workbook that you have to study. So let us see what all blocks and units are there. So block 1, which is titled as Fashion Design Historical Context, in which you have to study 4 units. Unit 1 is Theories and Functions of Clothing. Unit 2 is Overview of Traditional Costumes of India. Unit 3 is Evolution of Indian Fashion during 20th and 21st century. And Unit 4 is Overview of World Costume. So the main purpose of keeping this block, that is Fashion Design Historical Context, as the first block of the first course, that to make you aware about the history part of the fashion industry, or what was the historical fashion, like how people how clothing originated, what was the reason behind origin of the clothing, what are different theories and the functions of clothing, how the traditional costume, what are different traditional costumes of India, how the people used to wear clothes, what was the fashion during the 20th and 21st century. And it is also important to understand the global perspective. So there is a unit in which you will get the knowledge about the different overview of the world costumes. So next block is elements and principles of design, which is very important block. Being a student of design, everyone should know the basic elements and the principles which you will apply on the design. So there are 3 units in this particular block that you have to study. So unit 5 is about the elements of design, in which we have discussed about different elements like line, textures, colors, shape, form, everything is discussed in detail in this particular unit. Unit 6 about the principles of design, like what all elements you have studied in the unit 5, how you will apply that elements is the principles of design. And the 7th unit of this particular block is fashion concepts, in which you will learn about different terms and terminologies related to fashion, what is fashion cycle, what is fashion adoption, factors favoring, and different theories which is related to fashion. Then block 3 is about introduction to CAD, that is computer aided design. So computer aided design, it is very much need of the hour, that prior we used to have the pen and pencil and paper and pencil, we used to sketch or we used to draw that in by hand. But to minimize the time, we now have the computer aided design or the softwares that can be used in the designing process. So for that, we have certain units that you will make you aware about the some of the softwares. That is, you will learn about the introduction to MS Office, in which you will learn about the MS Word. Unit 9 is about introduction to MS Excel and MS PowerPoint. And unit 10, that is web-based technologies, that you have to study in these particular block, that is introduction to CAD. So lastly, these 3 blocks you have to study. There are certain units, and based on these units which you have studied in the these 3 blocks, there are certain activities given in your practical workbook that you have to do the hands-on. So practical workbook, there are 5 activities assigned that you have to perform or do it by yourself. That is activity 1 about the types and tools, type of tools and equipments for drawing. Activity 2 is about elements of design, in which you will learn about the line, shape, texture, color, space, and that you will apply while designing or developing a design using these elements. Then activity 3 is about the principles of design, in which you will learn about or draw, use the balance, emphasis, movement, pattern, repetition, all that principle to create a design. Activity 4 is fashion sketching garment components. It's fashion sketching and garment components and different categories that as when you join this program, you have certain images or certain thought that you will be able to create a beautiful design of the garments, and you will be able to construct the garment. So in the process, the first thing you have to learn is the fashion sketching. Fashion sketching is that first step to create the design that will be converted into the garment. So fashion sketching you will learn, and you have to do the hands-on. Then garment components, there are different garment components that we use while we are constructing the garment, that you will get to know. And categories, what are different categories of the garment. Then lastly, you have to perform an activity which is on the computer aided design. You have to learn the software for Photoshop, in which you can create your design using the softwares. So this is the broad structure of the course 1, that is BFDI-071, Fundamentals of Fashion Design, that I have discussed the basic unit or the broad structure that you have to study. Now let us start with the block 1, that is Fashion Design Historical Context. So what all units are there? So this block you have to study 4 units. So Unit 1 is about the theories of origin and functions of clothing. Unit 2 is about the overview of traditional costumes of India. Unit 3 is about the evolution of Indian fashion during 20th and 21st century, and Unit 4 is overview of world costume. So when we talk about the Unit 1, that is theories of origin and functions of clothing, the main learning outcome, that what you will get from this particular unit, theories of origin and function of clothing, that we expect after going through this or after reading this particular unit, you will be able to explain why people wear clothing, how did it happen in history. You will be able to discuss how clothing satisfies the various human needs. You will be able to describe the various theories related to origin of clothing, and you will be able to identify various functions which the different types of clothing performs. So these are the main learning outcome that we expect after going through this unit you will acquire. Then Unit 2, the main learning outcome is that overview of traditional costumes of India. We expect that after going through this unit, you will be able to identify and describe the clothing style of the prehistoric India. You will be able to identify and describe the clothing style of golden age in India. And lastly, you will be able to locate and explain the influences that shaped the development of clothing style in India. So these all learning outcome is expected from this particular unit 2, overview of traditional costumes of India. Then lastly, the Unit 3, that is evolution of Indian fashion in 20th and 21st century. The main learning outcome is that you will be able to describe Indian fashion through 20th and 21st century. You will be able to find global and regional developments which influence fashion in India, and you will be able to recognize fashion icons which influenced fashion in India, and you will be able to state the influence of cinema on Indian fashion, how cinema has influenced the Indian fashion and what all we have adopted from the Indian cinema. And lastly, you will be able to recognize pioneers of fashion industry, that who are the pioneers of whom we are following to be as taking as a fashion influencers. That all we can read in this particular Unit 3. So the last unit of this particular block is overview of world costumes. So this is very important, that you will get to identify and describe the traditional garments worn in the Far East, African countries and the Europe, and you will be able to locate and explain the influence that occurred in the developing clothing styles, and you will be able to appreciate the culture and the philosophy of costume worn in various continents. So these all knowledge you will get from the block 1 with different unit, that the 4 units we have discussed, that all information you will get. Same way in the block 2, elements and principles of design, that is the second block of this particular course, BFDI-071, fundamentals of fashion design. We have to study 3 units that we have earlier discussed. Now let us see what the learning outcome we will get. So Unit 5, that is elements of design, that is very important, and we expect that after going through this unit you will be able to explain what are different elements of design and how you will apply that elements in creation of your design or development of your sketches. And you will be able to describe the application of these elements and the principles that we have elements that we have discussed in your design. Then Unit 6 is about the principles of design. So after going through this unit you will be able to explain what are different principles of design, and you will be able to describe its application in fashion design. Last unit of this particular block is unit 7, that is fashion concepts. So after learning this particular unit or reading, you will be able to explain what is fashion. You will be able to identify fashion terminologies and describe directional theories of fashion change and fashion and the fashion cycle. Like there are different fashion cycle we have, like trickle up, trickle down, trickle across, all that, how fashion changes, how fashion rotates, everything we have discussed in this particular unit in detail, that you can go and learn about that. Then the last block of this course, that is fundamentals of fashion design, is the introduction to CAD. So introduction to CAD, that is computer aided design, in which we have the 4 units. The unit 8, that is introduction to MS Office and the Microsoft, in which we will discuss Microsoft Word in detail. So after studying this unit, you should be able to create, open, save and perform other simple operations on the document. Like this unit is very important. Like if you become a fashion professional and want to choose this profession, the first thing which you will be representing, or how you will represent your work, for that you should learn the MS Word, how to prepare the documents for the presentation of your work is very important, and for that you should learn the detailed Microsoft Word or creation of the documents. Then you will be able to create documents that include different text, graphics, tables, clip art and etc. You will be able to create a variety of documents ranging from simple notes and memos to complex multi-column reports with tables, graphic, table of content and an index which is related to your work. And lastly, you will able to learn the mail merge document and the labels, how you will develop different labels in the document, how you will do the mail merge. Everything is explained very easily in this very easy language in this particular unit 8, understanding or introduction to MS Office Word. Unit 9, that is the second unit of this particular block, introduction to CAD, which is the Microsoft PowerPoint. Like you have to study or learn about the Microsoft PowerPoint, which is the second step we can say for the tool which we can use for the presentation work of our any work which we have to present, how you will beautifully present your work. So after studying this unit, you should be able to start the PowerPoint, how you will start the PowerPoint, work with different layouts, that there are different numbers of layouts we have, text and the slides, how you will enter the text, how you will enter different slides in the PowerPoint presentation, work with templates and images. There are different templates are given in the PowerPoint presentations. Which template you can choose or opt for your presentation, or which will make more effective, your presentation will look more effective with that you can choose and learn and get to know about that. How you will insert the images in the PowerPoint. Working with drawing tools, that how you will draw. If you want to directly draw something of a suppose for example you want to draw a pattern or a bodice block or a skirt block in a PowerPoint, which tool you will be using to create that drawing into the PowerPoint, that is being discussed. Use different views and printing options which is in the related to PowerPoint, and you can put your presentation in www, that how you will put your presentation there, which is to be available for everyone. So these all topic is being discussed in this particular unit 9, Microsoft PowerPoint. Then the last unit of this particular block, introduction to CAD, is web-based technologies. So after going through this unit, you will be able to identify how the internet come into exist, explain different advantages and tools available through internet, recognize different softwares and the hardware components used to access internet, recognize different types of addresses used in internet, find different methods that can be used to connect with the internet, and set up the dial-up connection for the connecting to internet. So all these points or the topic is being discussed in this particular unit 10, web-based technologies, that will enhance your knowledge regarding the internet, or how you will use the internet, search something, or put your work into the internet. Everything is being discussed in detail that will help you to work very efficiently towards the like using the computer aided designs and putting your work on the public portals, how you will use. So learners, we have discussed the broad detailed discussion on the course 1, that is BFDI-071 Fundamentals of Fashion Design. We discussed what all different blocks are there, different units in under every block, and lastly, after going through these 3 blocks, you have the certain activities that we have discussed in the workbook. That in the earlier slides I just explained that 5 activities are there that you have to perform yourself step by step. Every detail is given that you have to follow, and then you can create your design. So learners, this all we have for the today's session. Hope you have gone through the study material and some of your queries being resolved regarding this particular course 1, Fundamentals of Fashion Design. In the next session, we will discuss the course 2. Till then, enjoy the learning. Thank you so much.